A beautiful story about self-discovery and what happens when you open your heart to newer ideas, perspectives, and experiences. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mehak. I hope you guys are all fine, and like always, I also hope that you guys are reading. Back with the book of the week. It's called The Paris Novel. It's by Ruth Reichl. Now, coming to the plot of the book, Stella is our main character. At the moment, she lives in New York. She's a copywriter. She has a what I would say, a very monotonous, boring lifestyle, and she's quite happy and comfortable with it. Being adventurous, spontaneous is something which is not her idea. Now, while growing up, she only lived with her mother. She didn't know who her father was, and she had a very difficult relationship with her mother. And as years went by, they grew quite distant. In fact, when she became independent, she moved out, and then they hardly saw each other. Until one day, Stella receives a call from her mother's lawyer informing her that the mother has passed away, and she has left Stella a modest sum of money and a last wish that Stella has to use those money and fly to Paris. No reason why, but that's her wish, that the money can only be utilized to fly to Paris. Now, obviously, Stella is reluctant at first, and because she didn't have a good relationship with her mother, she's like, why should I listen to her and why should I go to Paris? But, Stella, like I said, she had a very monotonous lifestyle, and her boss really feels that she needs a vacation. Stella reluctantly decides to buy a ticket to Paris and decides to take on to this adventure. Now, once she arrives in France, she's obviously alone, friendless, and she's never been spontaneous in her life, so she has no idea what to do. And so she's quite going on with her days in Paris, surviving on toast and eggs and coffee, and in short, substandard meals, not being aware of what Paris has to offer. Until one day, Stella, stumbles upon a vintage store, and she's taken by this beautiful Dior dress. And this shopkeeper, once Stella wears the dress, she looks gorgeous. The shopkeeper, feels that the dress is for Stella, and she strikes a deal. She tells Stella that you wear this dress and you go at the following places and do what I tell you and eat what I tell you. And if tomorrow your life is not different, or if you don't feel different, you come and return the dress to me. If not, you can keep the dress. Now, Stella does that. She wears the dress and follows the instructions of the shopkeeper, which takes her to the restaurant, and there she meets a very old art collector, Jules. Now, meeting Jules is what takes her life on a series of interesting events. Now, the first thing is that, she meets Jules, who exposes her or has ideas on how Stella should be living her days in Paris. So he exposes her to the French cuisine, wine, museums, and, all that Paris has to offer. Stella also meets George, who is the owner of the iconic bookshop Shakespeare and Company, where she also meets the tumbleweeds, or which is a name for struggling writers who are staying at the bookstore in exchange of the work that is needed to be performed at the bookstore. And Stella ends up meeting these people who kind of changes her perspective or the way she looks at Paris. And soon as the days pass by, Stella finds her groove, and she's kind of enjoying the French cuisine, the wine, and going to museums with Jules. One day, when she was at one of this particular museum, she is so fascinated by a painting model. The model's name is Victorine, who later she realizes was also a painter, but because she was a woman back in the old days, her painting and Victorine herself has been forgotten by the people. Now, Stella, because she has nothing to do in Paris, she's just there to spend the money and going around, she takes upon herself as a mission to find the lost paintings of Victorine and bring her some recognition. Now, along the way, Stella also makes acquaintance with someone who might be her father. So like I said in the start, Stella never knew who her father was while growing up, and now she meets a man in Paris who might be her father. So this is what the plot of the story is. To be honest, it started quite slow. And at one point, after a few chapters, I was like, what is this happening? I don't think so. This book is for me, and this is not working. But I think as Stella, after she meets Jules, the art collector, a series of events takes place. There are a lot of twists and turns that happens in Stella's life that makes the plot very interesting. I think Stella's search for Victorine and her paintings was also, personally for me as a reader, I really enjoyed that journey. So yeah, this is what majorly the story is all about. As a reader, I think the rich description of Paris and the food is something that keeps the read very interesting. The book in the start also has mention of child abuse, which to be honest felt unnecessary to me towards the end. Like, why did the author have to mention it? The characters are very interesting. You will really enjoy meeting Stella, of course, but Jules, the art collector, George from the bookstore, the various other tumbleweeds, and there are a few other interesting characters that Stella stumbles upon. The ending is quite satisfying. I mean, I love the ending. I didn't imagine the ending to be like that. It's a happy ending, obviously, but it's quite satisfying as a reader. So all in all, I feel if you are a person or a reader who enjoys books set in Paris or loves fiction books about self-discovery, you're going to absolutely love this book. So that's all on this wonderful Paris novel. I'm going to see you guys next week with another title. Till then, you take care and bye-bye.